Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Snooker 19 Pro Career with Neil Robertson, and today is time for part 58 of Season 3 and part 175 of the series as a whole. And in today's episode we play in the last 16, it's a best of 7 frames of the Gibraltar Open against the angry farmer Dave Gilbert. It's very close in terms of the rankings for us. We rank just below Dave Gilbert, he's 12th, we're 13th. And welcome back to the series. I really apologise that it's been gone for a while. It's been nearly a fortnight since the last episode, and I could come up with a real well thought out excuse as to why I haven't done this series for a while, but truth be told, I just haven't got round to it. It's not been in the forefront of my mind, and I just haven't got round to doing it. So I really apologise, and hopefully from now we'll be back to the normal schedule, which of course is Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays at 6 PM. So before we get into the episode, let's have a quick look at the matchup history against Dave Gilbert. It's not a particularly long matchup history, and good news is that it very much goes in our favour. In Season 2, that was the first time we played Dave Gilbert, so it took quite a while to see our first appearance against David Gilbert, and that was in the Players' Championship. We beat him in the last 16 in a best of 5 by 3 frames to 1. And we've also got form against Gilbert in a best of 7 format. That was in the 6 reds, of course, a little bit different though, so not necessarily one of those normal games, obviously only 6 reds as opposed to 15 as usual, and we beat him in a decider there by 4 frames to 3. But in the last episode, you have to say that we were making real solid progress on the Pro Plus difficulty. We went and beat Martin Gould by 4 frames to 1, where in many tournaments before that we'd struggled to get past the last 32 stage. So just to get to here is a real achievement on this new Pro Plus difficulty, and it's a bit of a shame that we've actually broken our momentum because I haven't played the game for a bit. But we'll see how we get on today, and it might well be 4-0 Gilbert, but to be honest it doesn't really matter because we got to this point in Season 1, we got to last 16 in Season 1, so we won't lose any prize money on the rankings, whatever happens today. We can only gain, of course, if we get through to the last 8. But the Gibraltar Open, it's not one of those tournaments that's got the most prize money attached, so it's purely just one of those to get some experience in before the 2 big ones at the end of the season, the China Open and the World Championships. And remember also, after this, I am going to play in Championship League 7 again, just to get some more experience on the Pro Plus difficulty. I don't think that's necessarily of any harm, and I will obviously be putting that on the channel as well, just before the 2 biggies, the 2 most lucrative tournaments of the season, the China Open and, of course, the big one, the Betfred World Championship. So, good break off from Dave, and I'm just going to play it nice and safe here, just try and come off the red that's loose, and try and get it on the side cushion, or at least maybe on the bulk cushion, that won't hurt, and just make it as difficult as possible. But actually that's gone wrong. I was hoping to be a lot closer to the side cushion because that does leave a lot more of an easier shot for him, and playing at that sort of pace I very much doubt he's going to miss this. Doesn't look the best angle, but I think he's okay. Yep, it's there. So a good starter from Dave, of course a semi-finalist in the World Championship last year, in real life that is. Not long until the World Championships in real life now, which I am really excited for, fans or no fans, which actually there are going to be some fans. But that is a rather poor shot from Gilbert. Misses that red, but in some ways he's got away with it. He's got away with that in some elements. This red might get to the middle pocket, you know. It's tempting. I think it's probably our best option. Let's have a look at what else we've got. We've obviously got this one that goes all the way up the table, but a bit dodgy, and I think it's not great for position either. We've got this red here that I don't fancy at all. I really do think this one might go. It's definitely going past that other red, isn't it? Yes, I would say so. It's that middle pocket. Pity there's not an angle that you can see. Well, I suppose you can. You can look yourself, can't you, rather than the TV cameras doing it for you. I do apologise as well. We've got a bit of garden work going on down there at the moment, so apologies if you can hear that in the background, but there's absolutely nothing I can do about that. Does this red go? It looks close, but I've got a good feeling about it. The only thing I will say, none of these shots are particularly great for position. Looking at this red. And the fact it's going to, the camera's going to the other pocket concerns me a bit. But let's just go for it. You only live once.
Oh, so close. He needed some luck there and he didn't get it.
It did go, but unfortunately we were out. That's rather unfortunate. So we got one half of it right. We judged the fact that it went to the middle pocket accurately, at least I think, because we didn't see the outcome, but I'm fairly sure it had a clean contact with that red, not bouncing and making contact with any other reds on the way through. So just a little bit unlucky there, a little bit out. The middle pockets are very unforgiving, but sometimes you've just got to go for it. But it does give Dave Gilbert a very good chance early on here. The reds all split up. You might remember it's been a long time now. I mean, it certainly has for me. Since that Martin Gould game where the first frame was over 25 minutes. I hope for all of our sakes that this frame isn't as long here. But that was quite the epic frame. And because we haven't had an episode for a few weeks, that episode's done really well. Views-wise. So, even though it's done very well, and well, it isn't better for me actually, is it? Because the videos I'd have released since then would have got far superior views. So don't worry, I won't be doing an episode once every 2 weeks just to try and cash in on the extra few views there. But honestly, I don't think 20 or 30 views is quite worth risking your whole schedule for. It all works out with a better balance in the end if you do it more regularly. But he's off to a decent start here, is Gilbert. Probably going to go for the pink here again. That pink well placed actually on the blue spot. Of course it's there because there's a red too close to the pink spot, so that won't spot. It will now though, maybe. Where is the pink? It's on the black spot, right. Okay. So that break of reds and pinks is broken. That's go for the yellow.
31. Well, he's looking at potting this into the right corner pocket. 32.
Ooh, that's a bit awkward. Had a cannon with the one red on the way back, so I think he's just decided to play a safety here. Gone very thick on the yellow, but designed that just to try and stay up the bulk, and that's a pretty good shot.
The cue ball is finished up in a very safe position.
David Gilbert, 32.
I think he pretty much is in a safe position. You can't argue with that. I mean, you could play a plant if you want to get all technical, but I'd rather not. So, well, what do you do from here? What do you do from here? I guess we just try and get Gilbert back in a similar position, but that's played way too hard, and we definitely won't get away with that one. That was a shocker.
He's played that poorly.
It was really an invitation to get back in the frame, that was, and I think played at the right pace, that would have been okay. We played it way too hard, missed the red on the way down, because we were aiming to get it thin anyway. Way too hard on the way towards the black cushion, and obviously it's ended how it's ended there. So looks like it's going to be a one-sided frame to get things kicked off. Dusting off a few cobwebs as well, I think, the way we're playing. Can't be like that for too long though. It's not like a qualifier. They're not going to give you endless numbers of chances. But I hope you're all good. Thank you for staying loyal, even though we've had a few weeks off. But I thought, no, we've got to come back tonight. We've got to do it now, or else I'll never do it. And hopefully, it's a positive experience rather than a 4-0 thrashing. But that being said, after some of the shots we played so far, I think we rather deserve that at the moment. But hopefully, our luck and our play, our quality of play, improves. But not much we can do, I don't think, now about Dave Gilbert winning the first frame. I think they're making more of a racket now that we've started recording. Typical, that. Well, he's missed the yellow. He technically has won the frame. He's 60 ahead with 59 left on the table, but we've only one needed, obviously, to counter that. A snooker could very well be an option. But more than anything, I'll get some experience by potting some balls again. That's always important.
8.
He's going for the right centre pocket here. Nicely done.
9.
Now, will that red get past the yellow? I don't think it will. On the side cushions, we've got a bit of a problem here. Yeah, it won't. Okay. Yeah, we have got a bit of a problem. Okay.
Just wants to sink this into the left corner pocket.
Was hoping to get that hard enough to get back onto the opposite cushion, but that's just an epic fail.
16.
That's rather annoying.
Just wants to get the cue ball safe here.
Okay, we'll try and get him in some trouble. No guarantees. And absolutely not. But it was worth a go. Hoping for a bit of luck up bulk. But if he pots this red, it is very much frame over.
Neil Robertson, 16.
But as I've said before, I was no good with shapes at school and angles, so really, snooker shouldn't be my game. That's why we play a potting game. My safety's rubbish. That's a general rule. We do well sometimes, so I think that's more down to luck.
So, this pot into the right corner.
Good shot.
Down it goes.
And that pretty much ends all hope of us coming back here. Unless he makes a really stupid mistake. Just going to play a safety. And pots the cue ball. Well, that's a shocker if I've ever seen one.
Foul. David Gilbert, 1. Neil Robertson.
That is an absolute
Playing
shocker.
on from this position.
Let's just play a bit of a hit and hope. Huh. And of course the hope was that we'd leave the red ball right over the corner pocket. Not. Dear. To be honest, we should have really surmised that could happen. I think the summary is that we're not going to get back in this frame. We might as well just concede now,
Conceded.
leave it there, and get into the second frame. Not the best comeback, but hopefully the second frame is a little bit better for us.
He has, but it's only a slender lead.
Thank you. The second frame. Neil Robertson to break.
A little bit hard with the break off in terms of pace, but that isn't going to hurt. One red comes out, but that's a nice position. I'll take that. I don't think he can... Well, he'd be very lucky if he can see that red that's come loose. No, I didn't think so. Certainly not for a pot. This looks a bit dubious, though. Where's that cue ball going? See, I don't know my angles, but I knew that looked strange.
Neil Robertson.
Very strange.
Looks to be playing on here.
No, that's just silly to go for that pot, isn't it? Needs a bit more pace on the cue ball, to be honest.
Well, he's taking the red on.
And, yeah, we're giving him another chance.
That's a good
Not
split.
doing too well to start with here.
1.
And that's a great pot on the yellow.
What a pot.
Could have very much been break over. Obviously, the black not available.
4.
Awkward shot, though, wherever he plays here. He's playing the brown.
Left corner
I certainly would not choose that, but fair enough to him.
No issues there.
And it's paid off. The position's brilliant.
Outstanding effort.
So he's got these 4 reds by the black that he can go for. He's got one up bulk as well, remember. But then the rest of them are all bunched together. And that's, I think, what you want at this stage. You don't want all the reds together, but that was a shocker.
David Gilbert, 9.
Even I cringed a bit at that one. But I'm not going to complain. Some players would have just cleaned up and that would have been it.
Nicely onto the colour.
1.
Play onto the black though here. Trying to hit this very soft, don't want to make any stupid errors, so that's my thinking at this point, rather than giving it a good whack and then screwing back. Whack the red, then screw back. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? Need to hit this well though. We've got a good pot, and we have hit that well. Nice position on the black. Was a bit tricky there, because we were a bit too straight on that red for my liking. And those 4 reds that we were talking about earlier suddenly have become 1. Try and tap the red on, but not too much. Not too much.
Well played.
16.
Whew. Could have potted that then. Risky business.
This should be pretty straightforward.
I just thought this would be straightforward, as he says. Yeah, nice tap there. But even at 13%, we've actually overhit that quite considerably.
17.
Whisper it quietly, but I was meant to get on the black there. Now, we could play the aggressive shot here, but I really don't want to. Could have whacked the blue into the middle pocket, gone into the reds, but just haven't got the confidence for that at the moment. So we're going to leave it there and just play off the pack and get back up to bulk. Doesn't matter the fact that that red's there. We're not really going for the snooker as such, but as long as we avoid him being on a pot, well, that's a bonus. And if we do snooker him, then it means he's got to play on this red that's up bulk, and that's never the easiest thing to do.
22.
That's exactly what he's doing. Might put us in a bit of trouble, though, if he's clever about it. Trouble is, I'm not that clever. I think we've avoided any chance for a pot. Pink covers it.
So the long red.
Oh, unbelievable. But he's missed it. Gilbert's not in the best form here. I mean, we all know my safety's rubbish, but still. Gilbert's form is a bit dubious.
Shot pace will determine success or failure here.
This looks a bit better, though. Come on, Black. Come to our rescue. Good shot.
Nicely done.
Now it's Gilbert under pressure, obviously. And very quickly, it's then us again. I'm going to chicken out a bit here. And just put this behind the black. But we've hit that too hard, so how's this going to end up? Amazingly, perfect. Funny how these things happen. I'd guess he'll just nestle up to the reds here. Oh no, he's going for the loose one. That's a bit brave. Because he's missed it. And, well, we'll play on from there quite happily. It's not the easiest of shots. It's a bit of a cutback, but
Foul and a miss.
I'm definitely going to... In fact, we'll force him to retake. That might be a silly decision, but knowing what the AI are like in this game, they go for one option and don't deviate. He'll hit it this time, you watch. Yeah. Well, there you go. Wrong decision. But, you know, if he kept missing that, then it'd have been points, points, points. And we've not given anything away now. So we've certainly got off to a start in this frame. 30 points as opposed to Dave Gilbert's 9. So we're looking okay here. Just need to be patient. And hopefully we can bring it back to 1 each. Oh, God, that was close to being a mistake. It's a good safety shot in the end, to be fair to him, but it very nearly wasn't.
That looks very safe to me.
Very nearly cannoned into the reds again, but where's that cue ball going? And more to the point, where's that red ball going? Right over the pocket.
Well, that's not worked out quite as he intended it to.
But he's just going for the safety, is he here? Yes, he has. That's, well, interesting, could you say? Because he's left us a golden opportunity here. That's a real strange call from Gilbert.
Not an easy one, but a half chance.
Still, not going to complain.
What a tremendous.
We might now, though, because that was overhit, and that's a real problem. Oh, dear. That was a disaster. Gonna have to hope for the best with this black.
Into the left corner pocket.
We've overhit it. And Gilbert's got a chance.
Loose play like that is
It was the loose play we played on the red ultimately that kicked all this off. And we can only blame ourselves here.
1.
That's one of the things with his difficulty. You've got to line things up to make it easier for yourself. But,
he's played that very well.
well, he's not played that very well because he snookered himself with the black. So I don't think he's played that very well, Neil. But there you go. I think it was David Hendon who actually said you've played that very well. But we surely haven't left another red. We have as well. Oh my god. I don't think our safety's been great, but Gilbert hasn't been great either.
This into the right corner pocket.
But one of these days he's going to take a chance. And I feel like this is going to be the time. Rather annoying start here. But just shows we've got a lot to learn in this difficulty. It's all about getting in and making your opponent suffer, which we haven't quite been able to do yet.
He's playing for the right corner here. What a top pot that was.
So the colour
9.
puts Gilbert a point ahead. Yep, good pot.
15.
But he's snookered himself on the one red again by the pink going back on its spot. And he's only just potted the one that was available.
Shot.
So let's see what he does next. Going for the green.
He's played that very well with the rest.
19.
And I mean, I think he's a bit loose here. It's decent position, I suppose. But again, a bit risky.
He's right on top of his game at the moment.
I couldn't say the same. Really couldn't.
In it goes.
But personal opinion, I guess.
20.
He's done better than we've done. But as you can see, he's made a mistake. And that's a huge one.
25.
That's a huge mistake. Not only does he not get on the
1.
shot, doesn't get on the red, he actually makes a complete mess of it by leaving a ball over the pocket. So
That's what he was attempting.
we've done what we've got to do really there. There's no real chance of getting on the red. Whereas now, that's a nice opportunity. There's no real chance of getting on a red from the colour, so I thought, now we'll get the snooker, pot the red, and hopefully we should be onto something
Nicely
here.
done. Good position to take on this pink.
Take on the blue, actually. Just personal preference.
He's aiming for the left corner here. Well, an excellent pot.
6.
If we can play well here, and do something we've done so very well on the pro difficulty so many times, and clear this table up, we'll make it one each. But that yellow is in quite an awkward position, actually. So I think it has to be blue. Just try and get as close to that bulk cushion as we can.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
So the pot's there. What's the position like? It's pretty good, actually. I'll take that. Never easy, though, these shots. Never easy along the cushion. And you've really just got to go all in here and go for the pot.
Just the colours to go.
It's there. Position for the greens
Not
pool,
sure
though.
what happened there.
14.
So, snooker attempt here. Oh, would you believe that? I've never seen that happen before when I've tried that. Bounced off the middle jaw and has come back to us. Still, not the worst thing that could have happened, though. So, we've now got a bit of a battle on our hands. But I'm actually just going to go for the jugular here. Might be a bad decision. Oh, I'll tell you what, we got lucky there. Nice
Not the
pot.
best shot.
But we really mucked it up nearly for the brown. So What do we do here?
I think he's trying for the snooker here.
When in doubt, just play up to it. And no, we are not trying for the snooker. When in doubt, just play up to the ball.
Well, he's a little fortunate there. Not
Little
what he
fortunate, how? Does
Neil
not have to
Robertson.
rubbish Neil folds sometimes. Right. Left a little bit of an inviting chance here. As long as we get this down the table, you'd think we've got to be pretty unlucky to leave anything on. Need some cover from the pink. Have we got it? Can't quite tell. I don't think we have.
To get the cue ball safe and
Oof.
past the cushion here.
That was a bit lucky. For him and, well, for both parties, to be honest. What do we do here? Again, try and get the cue ball down the table. Don't mind hitting the pink. I think we got away with that a little.
This is an intriguing safety battle.
So is it us who's ahead? I do forget. Yes, we're 7 ahead. So, Brown looks okay here.
This is
Not
a
putting too much pace into it, so hopefully we should come off decently if it's fairly close. Looks fairly close. We're going to get the look. Yes, we are. It drops in. Good shot. So, just the blue needed to win the frame. Don't worry about position.
So,
Just play up to the pink if we need to. So just the blue. Looks good to me. And barring any strange shots now,
great cue.
we
no way back into this frame
have won
with the opponent now.
this frame.
9.
Again, barring any strange shots, which could quite easily happen.
Neil Robertson.
Could go for the snooker. I certainly would.
For it.
But, well, that's about as good as some of our
Doesn't want to overhit this.
attempts at snookers, to be honest. We'll just pop the pink to make sure he doesn't come back to the table. And after 2 frames and about 25 minutes of play,
This is really tricky.
it's all equalised. It's 1 each. So it now becomes what we've been used to so many times, a best of 5. And that's a nice pot to end the frame. And I'll take that. 1 frame apiece. So it's now best of 5.
And that is the frame. Well played.
And as usual with these best of 7 matches,
Developing into a very tight
depending on how it goes, and I think it's going to be one of those games, we will play the first 4 frames today's episode, and then in the next episode we will play the finale. But it all depends how this goes, really. I think if it's, well, we'll see how it goes. I don't want to lock myself in a corner, particularly, with how we go here. We'll just have to see.
He's taking it on.
But we've got a good chance at the start of this frame. He's left a fairly straight one. And we continue our good potting form from the end of last frame.
Excellent opening red.
And we're in here, and I think sometimes you've just got to use a little bit of your instinct to just go for it. But that's a little bit more awkward now to get on this next shot. Onto the red. So we'll try it. Don't quite think it's worked. No.
8.
It's always going to be tricky from there. But let's just get back up to bulk. We took 8 points off him. I'll certainly take that. Try and get this fairly thin, actually. Don't really want to disrupt that pack of reds more than we have to. That's absolutely fine. I'll take that. And now it becomes a battle of safety, which neither player has been too good at, to be
Neil
honest.
Robertson. 8.
But I'm feeling a bit more confident on Pro Plus. Definitely. That was quite a scrappy frame, that. And I know that Dave Gilbert gave us quite a few chances, but at the end of the day, we came out on top. And if we can do that more often than not, then I think certainly in these longer... Oh, dear. In these longer matches, we can do pretty well. But we've actually missed that red we were going for, so we'll get a few points deducted.
Foul. He'll be disappointed with that.
So is he just going to play on here?
David
He
Gilbert,
is.
4.
Can he put us in some trouble? Let's see. Not majorly. Want to get any chance of him registering a pot out of the way, so I want to shift this back into the pack. That's the desired effect. Be even better if we got a bit of power on this to get it right behind the brown. That's about where I wanted it. I'll take that.
He'll be pleased with that.
See, sometimes it just works. It's only one red that's available to him now. Oh, always hit the blue on the way back. What they always say, whatever you do, don't hit the blue. So a second chance and a second red. Not the best position. And let's not get ahead of ourselves. But we've got a great chance at a long pot here. Just having a look to see if there's anything that goes afterwards. Not really. What about from the other end? Which is going to be tough to get to that other side anyway. From where we are, so... If we could get to this side, you would see a red goes. But playing this pink, we'd have to play with some top to get there. But you know what? We'll go for it. Good shot. Nearly not enough power though.
But hasn't really worked out at all.
Wasn't really complained. Not really bothered about getting to that. Sometimes, even though I said it's about getting in and beating your opponent without them getting a chance, sometimes just about chipping away, getting the odd pot. And that's what we've done so far.
Neil Robertson,
15 points for us, obviously 4 points for David Gilbert because of that foul. And as you can see, he's getting a bit rattled here. Before anybody comments and whinges, this is on hard AI, the hardest setting. And that is a good red. And actually, for once, a good bounce off the cushion for the black.
Excellent position.
So let's reward that position and actually make something positive of this chance. But already, we've underhit that.
Careless shot there.
That's the annoying thing, really. You know, well, you can sit here moaning all day. But ultimately, that's our fault, that is. Was a good chance. And, well, basically, we squandered it. But, all is not lost. He's not really got position here. I very much doubt he's going to go for this red on the opposite cushion.
Neil Robertson, 8.
But just a shame we couldn't take that chance. He is going to take it on, you know. Looks dubious to me. Yeah, it is. And we get yet another chance. David Gilbert is really not a man in form, is he? And you know what? We'll take any scraps that we are fed at the moment. And remember, I know a lot of you will know this, but it's still important to point out that every red you get, it's 8 points that it avoids your opponent getting.
He's going for it.
So whether you get
That's an excellent pot, that is.
reds and a combination of yellows or frame or whatever, it still means your opponent can't get 8 points. And that is a good position to put that green in, actually. Gives us a second possibility. Should we muck up any position on the black?
Well, he's taking it on to the left.
Playing this with a lot of caution because this could go wrong. But no, it's there.
Tremendous pot.
Not great on the black, but not too bad either at the same time.
4.
Again, playing this with some caution. But it's there. Our potting is definitely getting better on this difficulty. I think we made a break of... It's been a while, so I do forget these things. As you naturally would. I have slept, but... didn't we have a break of 80 odd against Martin Gould in that last frame? That was quite a good break, if I remember rightly. I think it was. Is there anything sneaking out of the pack we can go for? Because that one on the cushion's a little bit tricky. I was hoping this one on the edge of the pack would go, and would you believe it? It does. Lovely jubbly. It's nice when all the things go well for you, isn't it? But a long way to go in this frame yet. Definitely got a good chance, though. Strange to actually see a crowd at a venue at the moment, isn't it? Very strange.
20.
And for anybody seriously thinking of commenting, well, it's only a game. I know that. I was just making the comment. But unfortunately, I think we've rather mucked up position here. Unless we just try and whack the ball here, which isn't the worst thing we could do, I suppose.
With plenty of power.
But it's not really going to lead to anything, is it?
Cue ball there.
Even at that pace. Backspin's always the best way to go, but with that angle we just couldn't have done anything. So that's the way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. And we're just going to have to go for a bit of safety. Which I think we'll get. Even hitting the reds at this angle. I wouldn't think it would disrupt things too much. Bit more than I thought. And he's got a bit of a half chance, I think.
Neil Robertson, 27.
But we're sort of halfway there in this frame, and no, he's not going to take anything on. Could put us in a bit of trouble, but no, he doesn't. His safety play, yes, again, he's not great. Really not. And let's just try a long pot here.
He's going for it.
Always tricky. And it's just missed. That's unfortunate. But I think we get away with it, do we? Yep, we do. Might try and leave us in a bit of trouble here, which he has attempted to do. But as long as we hit this and get onto the opposite cushion, I think we should be alright. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly where we want it to be, but actually, because we've hit that red, it's put it right in the eye line for a straight pot. But no, well, maybe not. Maybe he can't see. He's hit the green, got into contact with a lot more red balls than I think he ever wanted to, and he's left us a half chance. But again, it's just a nasty angle. But I think we take it on. Not too much risk involved. But we've missed it.
Easy pot missed. That should have gone down.
Alright, Hendon. But again, we've pretty much get away with it. Luck's on our side at the moment. He can take this one on. But no, just a safety. And that safety's not gone brilliantly. I do tend to actually get, not in terms of their appearance, but I do actually tend to get Dave Gilbert and Dave Hendon's name mixed up for some reason. When I'm on about the commentator, I always reference him as Gilbert. So apologies if I've done that at all today. I don't know why, but it's something that happens. What can I say? This is a bit of a tricky black.
Taking this on.
But this has been very much, even though it's been a bit clunky, it's been very much a one-sided frame, this. And continues to be.
Wonderful shot.
Well,
I
he
don't
lost the cue ball a touch.
quite think this
Would have
goes,
made
does
that
it?
better control, really.
Don't quite think it goes. It's worth a punt. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's annoying. It's just plodding along here. That's the frustrating thing, I think. Just give this a bit of a tap, and he shouldn't be on anything here.
Neil Robertson, 8.
We're nearly there. Trying to take the lead.
Shot depends on perfect.
It's not exactly the cleanest of breaks, is it?
Under hitting the cue ball here.
Oof. It's actually got us in a snooker here. But a little bit aside, we should be okay. I want to play with as little as possible just to avoid any
Pace is key, and he certainly
stupid fouls, but that's okay. That'll do. Back up to bulk. How many reds are there left now? There's 7 reds. We're nearly there. We're 54 ahead with 83 remaining on the table. Just need to keep calm, but that's a cracking spot there. Bloody hell.
1.
He's potted the red.
Well, it goes.
There's Gilbert.
Chance here.
And he's potted the brown.
What a great pot.
5.
But is that end of break? Yeah, it is. So, none of us been able to get started here.
David Gilbert, 5.
But equally, he'll be quite happy because he's taken some points from us. I think that should do. Again, he could take a half chance on, but he does risk at this point. If he misses, he does, of course,
Safe here.
have the chance of losing the frame altogether. But that's a risky safety shot, and it's not really worked. But I'll tell you something, if we muck up this long pot,
Tricky pot.
he could have a real chance. Equally though, if we pot it, it puts us in quite a good position. Come on, crowd. Where's all the clapping? I understand the position's not too brilliant, but yeah, it's actually not brilliant at all, is it? I'm going to hit this soft enough so if we miss the ping, we leave it fairly close to the pocket. But that looks good to me. That looks good to me. It's there.
Brilliant pot, outstanding. They don't come much better than that.
He'll be very happy with the position here.
Going to go for one that's a bit wider because the straight ones sometimes are a little bit awkward in terms of you don't know whether they're going to go or not.
Position to take on a colour here.
8.
So we're now 57 ahead. There's 59 left on the table. So let's not particularly worry about position here. Let's just get this done.
Just the blue required.
And it's there.
That's
It
well
is there.
played, the rest.
That's a good shot, that is, you know. And I think, well, I know that barring snookers, we take the lead against what has to be called a very substandard David Gilbert. But, to be fair, are the players giving it their all in this tournament? I don't really think it matters on this game. I don't think that's something that's programmed in. But it does make you wonder. But I think we are sometimes a little bit harsh on ourselves. You know, we've not played too badly here. And for now, we've got the advantage going into frame number 4. And actually,
It's on.
I'm going to mix things up today. Ooh, unlucky. I think that should be the frame though. I'm going to mix things up.
Neil Robertson, 17.
If he concedes, which he does, I'm going to leave it there for today.
Neil Robertson.
I'm going to leave it there for today's episode. It's a good length already, and I think that this really serves it sets itself up well
Thank you, the 4th frame.
for a second session. So only 3 frames of snooker played there, but I really think it's a good idea that we've only played the 3. Because it just leaves us for an interesting session again. A lot of outcomes. Gilbert could bring one back. You know, if we go 3-1 up, it really gives us the advantage. But at 2 each, it becomes a really tight best of 3. And I just worry that, a bit like that Martin Gould episode, we might go on a little bit too long if we carry on. But if you've enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well. And I'd love you guys to leave a like for the return of snooker. Again, apologies that it hasn't been on the channel for a little bit. Hopefully we are back consistently now. Remember to subscribe as well for regular Snooker 19 content on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday evening at 6 PM. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching and goodbye.